Hey gang, what's up? Thought I'd do something a little different today. As you may or may not know, I've always been basically a rap fiend growing up and all, but I grew up in the suburbs. So that meant I bought most of my music on cassette. It was that, that decade, I was getting everything on cassette, and I was getting stuff in regular, suburban shopping malls. So because I was sort of limited in what I had access to, it meant sometimes I would get some lesser quality stuff or take some risks on some stuff. And one thing I did was get a lot of R&B tapes. Now, I genuinely liked R&B, and I still like some, especially some R&B kind of my youth, but I also got a lot of R&B singles purely for the fact that they featured rappers. I ate them up, I got a whole bunch of them. And so, going through my tape collection, I thought this might be sort of a fun thing to do, is just go through a bunch of the R&B, and maybe some reggae and whatever, similar non-hip-hop cassette singles that I bought back in the day, the more commercial pop stuff, just because they featured rappers. And make a little bit of a game of it and see if you guys can guess, before I reveal it, who the featured rapper is. Some of these will be easy, I'll throw in some of the major ones, and some of these will be pretty obscure and stuff, or stuff that would have been easy, back in 1992 or something, but now, 20 years later, are some real obscure pieces of trivia. So anyway, without further ado, we don't need a whole long intro spiel. We've already had a whole long intro spiel, so let's just jump right into it. I haven't done this in advance, so I'll be I'll be playing along with you guys. So let's see, what have we got? Alfonso Hunter. Just the Way Players Play. Remember Alfonso Hunter on EMI Records? This one I know already without having to look at it. This was Def Squad, features Eric Sermon. I think he both produced and rapped on this. Yes, produced by Eric Sermon. So there you go. That's how it works. That's the game. Nothing that major to it. Let's see if you get the next one. I think the next one's another pretty easy one. Bounty Killer. And now, I like Bounty Killer. I mean, I have some Bounty Killers, not because they feature guest rappers or anything. But this one I got purely because of the guests. The track is Hip Hopera. My finger is specifically obscuring the guest logo who's on the front there. It is the Fugees. This was a pretty big single from them, so I think that was a pretty easy one. Don't worry, they won't all be too easy. Brand New Heavies. The Brand New Heavies basically have a career out of purely featuring guest rappers and getting people like me to buy their album because of the guest rappers. I mean, they had actually a really solid album with like Massa Ace, Large Professor, Pharcyde, Cool G Rap, all kinds of guys. But this is not from that album. This is another Brand New Heavy single featuring another different guest rapper. The single is Sometimes on Delicious Vinyl. It's strictly for the remix. Features Q-Tip. It's the Umar remix. Boys to Men. Now, this was I was right on the edge of Boys to Men. I was into the whole kind of New Edition spin-off, Belle Biv DeVoe Poison thing. Motown Philly, I kind of dug that song. But when they got sappier and more straight R&B, they kind of lost me. I was becoming more of a specifically hip-hop head at that time. So by the time this single came out, Vibin', I only got it because of the guest rappers. Get the LP version and the new Flavor mix, actually a pretty big posse cut, featuring Tretch, Craig Mack, Busta Rhymes, and Method Man. Alright, this is where it gets a little more fun, I think. It's a little more challenging. Gotta cover it up again. Here we go. Case. And the song is Touch Me, Tease Me. You remember this one, guys? Who's the guest rapper? Foxy Brown from the Nutty Professor soundtrack. D'Angelo, of course, gotta have a D'Angelo. Who was on this one? The track is Lady, EMI Records, 1996. Features a label mate, naturally. AZ. Alright, next up we got 2 by Full Force. But some surprising ones. I know you're probably thinking I already know the answer. Full Force. Because Full Force produced their own rappers, and so obviously it's pretty obviously them. But these are later career Full Force. I mean, I was buying a lot of Full Force stuff just because I liked Full Force. But these later stuff, when they're going a bit downhill, frankly, really just for their guest rappers. So this is 1993 on Capitol Records. The first one is Quickie. The guest rappers, one is easy, one's not so easy. Full Force fam, Dr. Ice, of course, is the easy one. The other one is Finster, on the remix only. And then we'll jump right into the next one. Same album, the second single off the same album. Nice and Sleazy. Capitol Records, again, 1993. Only on the remix. Who's the guest rapper? Ski, who's credited as Ski from Original Flavor. Of course, these days you know much better as Ski from, as in Ski Beats, or even Ski from the Busy Boys. Got it covered up again on the front. This is Dave Hollister, The Weekend. A lot of you guys probably remember this one. It's a 1997 DreamWorks record, which is Steven Spielberg's label, of all people. A lot of you guys might remember this one because it was pretty big. Features, wow, Eric Sermon and Redman, Def Squad, when Def Squad was really just taking off. Next up is Jodeci. Now, again, some early Jodeci I might have bought myself just for its own sake, but this, not so much. This is Get On Up. You Woo stands should know this one. This one's actually a bit of a trick question, because while there are remixes of Get On Up, one that features Eric Sermon and one that features the Dog Pound, it's neither of those, because the B-side to this Get On Up single is actually the previous Jodeci single, Freakin' You, the remix which is only on this cassette single of Get On Up. And that features Raekwon and Ghostface Killah. No question I only bought this one for the guest. It's a group called Lady, short-lived group Ladae, but I believe it's pronounced Lady. The track is Party Tonight. Exclusive remix on the single features who? Grand Poobah. What are the odds to remember Lisette Melendez with her single Goody Goody? It is a, bit of a hit, but you needed the maxi single for the hip-hop remix, which featured Greg Nice, as in Nice and Smooth. Alright, what do you say? You want to go one more? Alright, here we go. Let's see what we got. Here's one must have bought only for the guest rapper. I can't imagine buying it otherwise. Ah, yes, okay. The artist is Menagerie. The track is Now I Realize. There's the LP version, but you needed the single to get the exclusive Some Old Uptown Shit mix. Featuring, he's come up before, Greg Nice. So there you go. How'd you score, guys? I didn't get them all myself. A couple of those Greg Nice ones, I was on the fence. I'm like, Father MC? I don't remember. So was this fun? Let me know if you liked it. Maybe we'll do round 2/3 and 4. Till next time, Werner von Wallenrod. Peace out.